start you do. You and all. You haven't making me right.
What's going on, YouTube family? Lovely, lovely Friday. Definitely just moving to the tunes, man, on a Friday. Enjoy your weekend. AKA Savor Science Lectures YT and complete some of these math problems. So let's go ahead and do that. Man, this music's so lovely, man. I can listen to it all day. Hey guys, I can listen to that music all day. But we gotta go ahead and get some of these problems done and, help ourselves out. So as the title of the video says, and you can see by the screen that's here, should be right here, the math test with no calculator for the SAT portion. Pretty much gonna do a series for different classes. Really wanna dive into a lot of things that don't have that much material or people don't present it the best way, when I think it's really vital for us to have for a lot of students. And I want to put it in the actual test mode sense. I feel like a lot of people are lacking in that sense in YouTube videos. So what better way than to do something that I'm currently working on myself? So the SAT math test portion consists of 25 minutes, right? And you're completing 20 questions. So just to give some background overview, I like to tell everybody when they complete it, you want to go ahead and leave about 5 minutes left, right? 5 minutes of free time, which means you're essentially doing each question in about a minute. The reason that I like to say that is because when you have that when you tell yourself you're going to set those 5 minutes and aim for a minute for each question, right? You're going to go ahead and finish it in less time. But there's a lot of times where people that do take the test feel like, bro, I could have sworn like I knew it, I understood it. You did, but you put too much time into that question that at the end you're in a rush. And what I like to say, when you're in a rush, C becomes your crush, as in you're circling the letter C for a lot of questions because you lost time in that sense. So what we're gonna go ahead and do today is understand the 1 minute rule technique. And if we don't get it, boom, we'll go ahead and go to the next problem. But what I'm going to do in the playlist is put those sets of problems, go pretty much straight into them. But for this first video, I really wanted to, essentially just run through everything with you guys and then pretty much just go over what I think is the one issue when we think about math and how different people take different levels of math at the end of this video. So stick around for that. I'll have AI pick a random number 1 through 10 for me, and then we'll go ahead and complete the problem in a minute. If you want to pause the video and not listen to the awesome tunes we'll have playing during the minute, then you're free to do that. But I recommend you staying here, trying to do that. You can put it on mute as well. I'll have the timer up, and then we'll both go ahead and get to the answer. All right, cool. So let's go ahead and load our screen. And I'm going to say, hey, AI, pick me a number 1 through 10. Okay, all right. AI went with 6. Let's go ahead and go with 6. All right, guys. Let's go ahead and set the timer. No cheating, no starting. All right, let's get it. Okay, boom. All right, I got my answer. Come on, let's do it. 30 more seconds. Let's go. Last rep. Push them out. If you don't know, it's all right. Got about a minute, 20 more seconds. Let's go. 7, and 6. Yep. All right. Awesome. So, first I wanted to say thank you to AI for picking that problem for us. And we'll go ahead and read the question more in detail. You guys should have been able to see it, but I'll just zoom it in just to make it a little bit better and then read the question out loud, and then we'll go ahead and do it on our board. A pediatrician uses the model above to estimate the height H of a boy in inches in terms of the boy's age A in years between the ages of 2 and 5. Based on the model, what is the estimated increase in inches of a boy's height each year, right? So what we're going to go ahead and do is run through it and pretty much see how we got to our answer. All right, cool. So I'll run it the way that I will be thinking, right? So boom, what is this question essentially asking me? It's essentially asking me, what is the estimated increase in inches of a boy's height each year? Boom. So let's go ahead and write the given formula, right? You have H equals 3A plus 28.6. 28.6. All right, cool. Now, we need to understand and identify what are the variables in this equation, right? We have H and A, which we don't know, except it's already told in the problem. Estimate the height H of a boy in inches in terms of the boy's age A in years. So let's go ahead. We got H equals height, A equals years, between 2 and 5, right? Now, some people may be a little bit confused, like, what exactly am I solving for? What exactly am I trying to find? The key in a lot of these problems, the SAT with no calculator, it's a lot of the same concepts which you have already seen, right? So what is H equals 3A plus 28.6? What is something where I usually have some variables with the intercept form, with the slope, your slope-intercept form, your y equals mx plus b, right? Now, you're going to sit there and you're going to think to yourself, well, I know the slope is 3, right? And I know my y-intercept is 28.6. Now, this is where your idea of understanding problems comes in. If you know your h is y, your 3 is m, your 28.6 is b, and your a is x, what are you trying to find? You're trying to understand what the problem is saying. Now you're trying to understand the meaning of a slope. Now, what do we know in regular math, right? We know in regular math that the slope is essentially the rate of change in the change of height with respect to age and respect to height, right? So the slope m represents the change of height, h, with respect to years, x, right? We're just using that formula here. We're just essentially plugging it in. And what does that tell you? That tells you that your answer here is A, 3, okay? So let's go ahead and see if we can do another problem. Let's go ahead and roll up to, let's just do number 1, right? Cool. So let's go ahead and reset our timer. No music this time. We'll go ahead and get it started. It's a little bit more quick and straightforward. So, boom, let's do it. About a minute. Okay. Minus 1 over 3. Okay. Okay. All right, cool. About 40 seconds. Okay, awesome. Now, if to this point you haven't been able to find the answer, that's totally fine too. Don't worry about that at all. But what I'm gonna go ahead and do is pretty much run through it with you guys and see how we got this answer. Let me go ahead and drag these down a little bit. Sorry about that, guys. So it says if x minus 1 over 3 equals k and k equals 3, what is the value of x, right? So we're just learning how to essentially solve and isolate for our variables and show how we can do this, right? So x minus 1 over 3. K is given. K equals 3, right? Becomes 3. Now, what can I do to make this difficult looking formula get out the way? Essentially multiply by that 3 to get rid of that denominator, right? Because you're canceling it out. You're taking this out here, multiplying by 3, taking this out, right? So then you have 3 times 3, right? Equaling 9. Then x minus 1 equals 9. Now, you can just go ahead and just say 10 minus 1 equals 9. But we can do the same process that we did to cancel out the 3 by canceling out what's with our variable here. We're adding 1. We have x equals 10. Okay? So that's pretty much how we go ahead and get that problem done there. I'm going to have much more videos in this series to go ahead and show you all how to pretty much solve everything that you need. But I just wanted to reserve this time here to essentially just tell you that it doesn't matter if your classmates have done AP Calculus BC or some college level math and different things like that. This is all K through 12 math, right? They may be ahead of you in terms of understanding how to read the problem and how to interpret the problem, but you have to sit down and remember all these concepts. I know, it's just the way that they're worded, right? So you want to make it as complicated as possible, okay? So as always, this is the first step, which is the best step, which is the next step. And Science Lectures YT, as I always like to say, give yourself a pat on the back because no one told you to go ahead and study this, but you decided to do it yourself. You do amazing whenever your test time is given. And give me a like and subscribe. Have a good one.